Hey there, my fellow intellectuals. How are you doing today? Today, I'm going to recruit your guys' help again, like on Friday when you guys motivated me to be productive with my research that day and helped me get a lot of things done. Today is Sunday, and I really need to write this abstract for the PhD advancement committee that I'm going to be presenting my proposal plan to in less than 3 weeks now. And I tried writing this yesterday on Saturday, so you can see sort of the paragraphs that I've written there. The funniest thing is I think I spent most of the time on the title. I had sort of like a placeholder title for the past couple of weeks/months that I really didn't like, but it was just, I just needed a title just to sort of have something, right? And then I spent a good amount of time thinking, how am I going to write the title? And then I came up with a title that I thought was really good. But that sort of reminds me, sort of on a tangent here, but that sort of reminds me of that SpongeBob episode, if anyone watched, when he had to write that like 800-page essay of what not to do at a stoplight. And then he spent all that time, there's that scene where he spends all this time writing and looks like he's grinding really hard, and it turns out he just wrote the really really fancily. So yeah, I guess that was kind of like me last night. But I actually got words down. The thing about these two paragraphs is that they're essentially both supposed to be the intro paragraph. I wrote them in sort of two different styles. And the reason why I did that was because I was looking at some papers, at some previous dissertations from other people in the group over the years. And the initial top paragraph I wrote there, it just looks so different compared to what everyone else wrote. And I thought, oh, maybe I need to write it more in the way that they wrote it, which is what the second paragraph is. But then I read the second paragraph and I felt, that's not really my voice, you know? And I think it's a balance. You know, you need to be able to communicate your research in a way that makes sense to others, right? And, you know, use, the right, I guess, jargon when you want to communicate to experts in the field. But on the other side of the scale is, your own writing voice, right? Like, I think I have a fairly unique, I hope, writing voice, and I want it to be able to show, which is really what the top paragraph felt like to me. It really felt like, oh, that's how I would say it. That is definitely the way I would write things. But it's not very, I guess maybe similar to how I see other people write. But, I think ultimately what I'm going to do for today is I am going to write the way that I want to write, and I'll send that draft to my advisor, and then we'll see what he says, and I'll make the necessary edits as he sees fit. But I think that's the hardest part in scientific writing, for me at least, is like getting the balance between your own voice, writing the way that is comfortable to you, that makes sense to you, that flows well in your mind, versus the way that the rest of the field writes, or another person in your group writes, or how your advisor writes. I think it's really important to be able to find your own voice and find your own writing style that's comfortable to you. And that's what I'm going to try and do today. So I'm going to try and practice what I preach. Sort of a side note, some people may not know this about me, but I actually tried to minor in writing in college when I was in my sophomore year. So in my sophomore year, I started taking a bunch of additional writing classes. I wanted to specialize in professional writing. There was creative versus professional, and I was trying to go the professional route. But I took some creative writing classes too, which were really fun. And ultimately, I decided I didn't want to do writing as my minor. I decided to switch to math because, funnily enough, when I was bored in writing class, I'd be doing math equations. And so I thought, maybe this should be my minor instead. But I still always will have an affection for writing. And I think, now is the time to sort of develop my own, writing style. I haven't published any papers yet. Hopefully, once this initial project is done, really soon, actually, I think it's almost done, I will be able to write up the results, and I'll be able to write in my own voice. And I've just noticed I've been talking for like almost 5 minutes without any writing done. So thanks for listening to me, guys. But I think I should get started and, start writing now. So let's go. Okay, so it's about noon right now, and I just finished writing the abstract. I think it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. The word length is approximately 260-ish words, which I think is a decent amount, maybe even a bit too much for the abstract, but I'll give it to my advisor and I'll see what he thinks. But essentially, I had the first paragraph from yesterday that wasn't completely done, but I sort of fleshed that out a bit more, made some edits, as you probably saw. And then the second paragraph was pretty much just saying what I'm going to do. Every sentence was like, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to explain why I'm doing that, and then I'm going to explain the last thing I'm going to do, and so forth. And I wrote it in a way I thought that was comfortable to me. That's sort of the way I like to write. I think one of the things I noticed with my own writing is that I tend to use a lot of phrases, a lot of prepositional phrases, a lot of ofs, fors, ins, just a lot of extensions of sentences that aren't always necessary. Sometimes they do sound good, but sometimes they just add, extra word length that's not necessary to get the point across. And I've been trying to be really mindful of that, to limit the amount of clauses and phrases I'm putting in my sentences, and just seeing if the sentences make sense and are clear and are concise with just the sentence structure itself without any additional of those clauses or phrases. So I'm gonna have to send it to my advisor for him to take a look, but I'm really happy I got it done within an hour. It's pretty amazing what you guys can do to me, right? Like I was like, ugh, I really don't want to write this morning, but I have to write. And I thought, okay, maybe if I put the camera at me and looking at my screen, I'll be inspired to do so. And what do you know, that was the case. I wrote the thing, and it's ready for edits. So thank you guys for watching me. I don't know what else I'm going to do today. I probably will do some more coding, just maybe get a code started, and yeah, I'm trying to think what else I need to do. This was really the main thing on my agenda today, so now that it's done, it's sort of like, now what do I do, right? So, yeah, I'm done with the abstract, at least. So I sent my PhD advisor my abstract, and he told me that it looked really good, and he didn't offer any edits to the paragraph, sentence structure, vocabulary, grammar, punctuation, whatever. So I'm very, very surprised, but I'm very, very happy with that result. And I think this just goes back to what I said earlier about how it's really important to express, the writing in your own style, in your own voice, and write in a way that's comfortable to you, and not try and emulate anyone else's writing. I think having read so many papers, research papers, and dissertation thesis over the past couple of months, it really sort of influences the way I think these things need to be written, and that can somewhat constrict the flow and the style of my own writing. And I think that I was really able to write in a way that just was comfortable and sounded good to me, and it worked out in the end. So I'm very happy with that. Took my own advice, and it worked out. What do you know? Maybe I should just listen to myself more often. Who knows? But it's like 4 o'clock right now, and I think I'm going to cut the vlog a bit early today, because I think I want to celebrate this small little victory of writing a decent abstract. And I think I might get some good food through takeout or delivery. I haven't decided quite yet, but I think I will treat myself for this accomplishment. So thank you again for your undying support. It may not look like you're giving me a lot of support, but honestly, having the camera here and having you guys look at me like this when I'm working with my back turned, it puts a pressure on me, but it puts a good kind of pressure on me to do well and be as productive as I can possibly be. So again, thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos, comment, and liking them. If you would be so kind, give this video that same kind of attention. And I will see you guys in the future, hopefully, with more videos like this and maybe more tutorial videos on just doing physics problems and whatnot. So thank you guys again, and I am out.